If you're traveling in the car with your dog and you need to make the back seat a little more comfortable for your pups because you don't have a crate or you don't have space in the very back for them to go, we can actually make this a little bit easier for you. Now, we've discussed harnesses, we've discussed seatbelts, all of the safety things. We have a full traveling in your car playlist with lots of tutorials and helps. I will link that down below. But when you're building up the space that your dogs are going to be in, one of the best things that I found is to take away the footroom. Now, typically when I am traveling with my dogs, someone else is driving the vehicle and I'm sitting in the back with my 3 dogs. So I have one space that is for me. I have enough room to put my feet there, my bags around my feet, and then I've got dogs on either side of me. But one of the best things that I have found is building up the space where human feet would go if they were sitting in the car. So the space on the floor behind the car seats that are driving or the passenger seat is going to give your dog more space. Now, this can look like a lot of different things. If you are traveling, you can take suitcases and you can build that up so that it's an extra platform. You can see here in this picture, I actually, when I travel with my dogs, I build it out so they have more of a flat bed. And I'm looking for things that are going to be flat or are going to be sturdy. So I'm looking for suitcases, I'm looking for bins. Sometimes I'll put like their bin of dog food down there, and then I'll build it up with towels that I'm taking, or blankets for the beach if I'm going there, or, things that are going to be softer and nicer. I also, when we're traveling, put a comforter or two down on the back seat so that it, yes, helps keep the seat a little bit more clean, but it's also more comfortable for both the dogs and for me as we're riding for a prolonged period of time to go on vacation. So I'm specifically looking for things to build up this area against that driver's seat or the passenger seat, depending on where the person in the back is going to be sitting and who's going to be up in those front seats. So I'm specifically looking for things that are going to be nice and sturdy. Again, suitcases are going to be really good, or packed duffel bags if it's like really packed. I am looking for things that are going to have like a flatter top or that I can turn into something flat with piling towels or blankets there. And this is going to be really good because it supports your dog, but it also gives them more space to stretch out. And as I'm doing so, I'm also making sure I'm mindful of what I'm putting there. So I don't want to put anything that could cause any issues. If your dog has food aggression, maybe you don't want to put your bin of food right there. If your dog is going to get into your car and maybe have an accident or maybe get sick, or maybe you really are going swimming or you're going to the beach or you're going somewhere that they're going to be getting into the vehicle wet, maybe you don't want your clothing bag there, right? So we're using intelligence about what we're putting there and how we're packing it in. And then usually I pack it with stuff around it that we're going to need to take with us anyway, and that just saves some room. This way my dogs have a flat space to lay. They can stretch out more because I have 3 dogs and me in the back seat. That's going to give us more space as a group to be able to function in the back seat. But it also means that my dogs can't get on the floor. So they're not going to be able to get anything that wasn't cleaned up on the floor. If somebody dropped a straw wrapper, or if a nickel fell out of somebody's purse or pocket, they cannot get down there. They cannot get in that space. And there's no jumping up or down. It's just, this is the location that we have. And that also allows me to make sure that they are more safe, and that if they are moving around, I can very easily get a hold of them and get them out of the way. Now, seatbelts are also going to be very helpful for making sure that they are not getting up and distracting the driver or the passenger. They're not going to be in anybody's way. We've talked about the nets before. We have tons of review videos on ways that you can make sure your dogs are restrained as best as possible in that back seat or in your vehicle. So drop your questions on what you need to know when it comes to traveling in a car with your dog. We even have tutorials on how to help your dog learn not to be afraid of those car rides to the vet, to the local park, or on vacation. So follow along for more. Drop your questions. Let us know how your dog functions in the car, and we will see you in our upcoming episodes as we continue to help you travel with your dogs in a much more functional way. We'll see you in the next episode.